Hello and welcome. We're going to repair the Lionel Model 215. This is a diesel that was produced roughly 1957, perhaps 58. We have some questions on that. I'm not worried about that. The most important thing to have when you're working with this is, one, the proper parts, which you can obtain online from various dealers. I bought these on eBay. There are many fine dealers there. And you also may want to look for other parts that might be of interest, particularly the washers and the thrust washers, which are also available from the same fine dealers. You also may wish to get, and I highly recommend this, a publication showing the various parts, how things are assembled, and with various hints and information on how to perform the repair procedures. And I have this particular book, which I received from the eBay organization and from one of their dealers. It was very low in price, extremely low. I don't think it was more than $10, maybe less, with free delivery. I do that particular manner of purchase because with it, because I'm cheap. I'm very cheap. I try to do this as cheaply as possible. And to repair your trains as cheaply as possible and keep them running, or even to restore an old engine and bring it up to speed and multiply its value, is really great, especially today with the prices of the new trains. You can repair these old ones that were built in New Jersey, particularly the ones post-war at 28 Seger Street, and I believe it's in Hillside, New Jersey. These Lionel products are really well built and are really very accessible to repair. So let's take a look at what we're going to do first. We're going to clean the commutator because it's frankly a bit dirty. I've actually cleaned it before, but we're going to clean it again just for drill, as they say. And I'm going to remove it. It does unscrew very nicely. Do so very gently with gentle hands. I do not have gentle hands, but that's just one of those things. One of the things the book recommends is you can use an eraser to clean off the commutator and also use a toothpick to clean between the commutator sections. So we'll do that right now. I'm going to clean the commutator in this manner. The book recommends if you get a pencil eraser and just go around the contacts, that actually gets it nice and shiny. You can do that, and then after that I generally spray it with an electrical cleaner. This is relatively decent. There are other ways of cleaning it. You can look that up. There are other videos you can watch. Everyone has their own method. As long as it cleans it, and don't scratch it. Please don't scratch them. They don't like being scratched. Even if they're itchy, they don't like being scratched. The other thing I do, and this is recommended in the book, it's nothing that I invented, is you get a toothpick, preferably one that is available at the time, and clean between the commutators, get any carbon from out in them. You could see there was some carbon in that one. It's a little hard to tell, so I'm using a relatively cheap camera because I'm basically a cheap guy. And use your toothpick for that. Also, if you are interested in the saving the earth, you can reuse these toothpicks. I donate them to my dentist, my dental office, and they use them for dental hygiene. Okay, once you've got the commutator relatively clean, once you've gotten this relatively clean, I spray it with an electrical cleaner. Actually, I spray the commutator, then I spray my hand a few times. That always works out well. And polish it up as best you possibly can using a rag. I use a nice soft rag like this. And my hand feels more electrically conductive now that I've cleaned my hand also. So I don't know if that's really recommendable. So that's done. Okay, we're now going to replace the brush spring. There's one already in place here, and as you can see, there's a wire soldered to the end of this assembly. There was a wire connected here, but I just disconnected it. I'll show it to you. And this one goes to the E unit, reverse unit, whatever you want to call it. And the reason you have to unsolder the wire is to get the new brush in. The brush has a longer leg and a shorter leg, okay? It's important that the longer leg goes downward and the shorter leg goes upward. The reason the longer leg is further down, that is what's going to hold the brush down, that particular leg. So we're going to try to put that on. I'm going to try to do it without. You have to slip it onto this tab right here where the solder connection was. And I want to get my hand out of there so you could see it. Where the solder connection was, you want to do it that way. And make sure the longer leg is at the bottom. And you're going to have to zigzag a bit. Enjoy your zigzag. And you'll hopefully get it in there. I don't know. It's I don't want to force it and break it because, again, I'm more ham-handed. In fact, I am a ham. So I don't know if that makes me ham-handed or not, but it is important you get this in as genteelly as possible. And if you can't do that, I think you're good. You slip over this other tab as best you can, and then it goes on this tab here. That the upper leg goes onto this tab, and then I'm going to bend it back. I already bent it up. See, it popped out already. That's why you have to be very careful with these happy toys. And I think I got it down. I'm going to push it a little. I hope you can see this clearly. That should hold it down. If it doesn't hold it down, then we have problems. Push it more. It really has to be held down nicely because otherwise it'll pop out and then everyone's going to be very unhappy. And at this point, I'm going to do the other in the same manner. I'm going to unsolder the wire. I'm going to resolder this wire. It's one of them. Looks like a couple broke off. But I'll resolder the wire and then we'll take care of this situation. The new brush has been added to this side as well as this side. So you have new brushes. It goes on the same way. It slides through this tab. You do have to unsolder this wire to get this on. Once they're tucked in there, the shorter leg of the brush is held down by this overhanging tab. The longer part goes into, and we'll move up here a bit, it goes into the slot in the top of the brush. When you install the brushes, and that will go into this brush plate, hold the unit up like this, and in doing so you can slide the brushes on, then close the brush plate onto the base, the lamination base of the motor. If you do that, you're less likely to have the brush dropped out. It gets very, very frustrating. At the top of the armature, there is a thrust washer at the very top, and then there's a lesser washer they call the Con 8. Now that can all be found in the book. You should get the book as a reference and not just simply go with what I'm telling you. This unit is ready for testing. Also, other videos on YouTube will show you how to test the continuity between the commutator plates. You can check that. There are videos for that, and you should check on that and watch their instructions. It may also be covered in various literature and other places on the internet. You can find various discussion groups that will cover this information. So now it's time to test the engine and see how it went.